Here, Labor Day weekend, it's time for kicking back, relaxing, and maybe enjoying a nice glass of wine. And our next guest is here to tell us everything that you need to know for the weekend here. Our buddy in the Bender Kitchen, the wine guy, Gary Grunner. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Welcome back. Always good to see you.
It's great to be here, and I just want to say hello to everybody in Connecticut. This is pretty exciting. The weekend's here.
Finally.
Summer's almost over.
Unfortunately,
I can't believe it.
We're going to celebrate.
We are.
So I hear you just went out to California, took a little road trip?
So we just went out to California. It was a bunch of us. We jumped in a van. Could you imagine that? And we drove around for
With
2
wine.
days. With wine,
Tough
beer.
gig you
It was
have.
a cool, big cooler. We had a good time. We got to stop off some really great wineries, and we discovered a new winery called Ron Rubin that's actually being released tomorrow in Connecticut.
Right here?
Right here.
So you're like an explorer. You're like the pioneer of finding new wines here in Connecticut.
Well, we're going out. We're looking for new wines that we can just, we can bring into the, around town. But
Nice.
Ron Rubin's pretty cool. It's a great winery. Actually, really is a Ron Rubin. He graduated at UC Davis in 1971, and his dream was to open up a winery.
Okay.
So it took him 40 years. He opened up this really, really gorgeous, pristine winery in Russian River Valley, one of the nicest areas to one of the most nicest and one of the most incredible areas to grow Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays. We have a sample of the soil out there. It's just something that really, you create some really great Pinot Noirs. What's really nice about this winery, when you go out to the local wine stores and restaurants, price points are great, and that's really important. So he's really proud of producing something that's top-notch, over-delivers, and great pricing.
Now, you mentioned it's going to be releasing here in Connecticut.
In Connecticut.
Tomorrow, is it?
Tomorrow, absolutely.
Wow, very cool. Where can people check it out here in Connecticut?
So this is what we're going to do. For the next 2 or 3 days, we'll tweet out a different wine, each one of the wines.
It's a Gary Grunner exclusive,
And
wine exclusive
Tweet
here.
out exactly what wine shops and restaurants will be selling it.
Very nice.
So this way you guys get first crack at the new Ron Rubin winery.
How about that?
It's really cool. It's a great winery. And we had a great trip too.
Very good. Well, I'm glad you had a little R&R with some wine, and you can find Gary on Twitter at Grunner on Wine, because that's where he has all the insight into the wine. So coming up this weekend, Labor Day, do you recommend any of these wines specifically as to what you should be drinking outside? Or?
Well, it's still hot out. It's still brutally hot, so I would go for maybe some of the Ron Rubin unoaked Chardonnays, which is kind of nice because people are looking for less buttery, over the top. They want something that's a little bit more lighter. Pinot Noir is always one of your best bets out there. You can still pair well with barbecue and everything. It's not, not too over the top. It's got a lot of, fresh berries in it. I love this winery also. This is White Oak Winery. This is a great Chardonnay. It's got a lot more vanilla, a lot more butter to it. Siglo from the Celani family. So we're doing reds. So if we're, doing some meats on the grill, you have a really nice Merlot, Donati Cabernet, and McNabb Cab are your reds to go for, for bigger style wines.
Yeah. Gary, I have to say, you have a very difficult job.
I do. It's really tough, but
Drinking wine.
someone's got to do it.
Somebody has to do it.
Someone's got to do it. So it's been a blast. California was great. Go out, look for Ron Rubin. You'll be really, really happy. This was a great find. It's really, really special winery.
Or check him out on Twitter, Gary Grunner, Grunner on Wine, and he's going to give you all the exclusives as to where to find these wines this weekend for Labor Day. I know somebody who will be interested in this is standing by. Teresa, we'll have to save you a bottle.
I always enjoy Gary.